sometimes you find yourself in the midst of a tragedy when you were walking in the perfect will of God. God said, go do this. You went to do it. God said, this is how I want you to do it. You did it the way he wanted you to do it. And yet, even though you are where he wants you to be, doing what he wants you to do, and doing it how he wants you to do it, still trials and tragedies come upon you. What evidence do we have of it? The disciples. They're in the middle of the sea. The wind is contrary to them. The waves are crashing against the boat. They're having a very difficult time, and they are not there by their own choice. They are there because that's where Jesus sent them. It was Jesus who said, hey, you guys, right now, get into the boat, go to the other side. And he sent them right into the wind and the waves. He sent them out into the storm, and they were there by the will of God, and yet the trials came. So walking in fellowship with the Lord is by no means a guarantee against trials, because trials will come. Now, verse 24 says, the boat was now in the middle of the sea, and it was tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. And now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. Now there is evidence of divinity. Amen? Walking on the water. Jesus. In Job chapter 9, verses 8 through 10, Job says this: he alone spreads out the heavens and treads on the waves of the sea. He made the bear Orion and the Pleiades and the chambers of the south. He does great things past finding out. Yes, wonders without number. Evidence of his divinity as Jesus goes walking upon the sea. Now, when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled. How many of you think that's an understatement? I think that's an understatement. They were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." It amazes me. They've been out there rowing all night. They've got a huge head start. And as they're rowing, there's no light out there, right? There's no flashlight, there's no beacon on the end of that boat. There are no street lamps, there are no buoys with little flashing. There's no light out there. I wonder, how close to the boat was he before they saw him? I mean, first of all, they're rowing and they're trying to get to the other shore, and then all of a sudden, hey, you doing all right? I can only imagine. They thought it was a spirit walking on the water. It's a ghost! And they cried out for fear. But immediately, Jesus spoke to them saying, "Be of good cheer." In other words, guys, chill out. Relax, it's okay. It's just me. Don't be afraid. Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid. Sometimes in the storms of life, when the wind is blowing in your face and the waves are crashing against that little boat that you call life, right? If you listen carefully, behind the sound of the wind and behind the rocking of the waves, you can hear the voice of Jesus saying, "Hey, it's okay. Don't be afraid. This is me. It's me. Don't be afraid." God has a purpose in the storm. He has a purpose for the trial that you're going through. There's a reason for it that you may not ever become aware of until you get to glory to be with him.